Have one more vehicle go down there.
Hey.
Going up the dirt ramp towards the oil fields.
Well, I have some not so good news.
Got it.
Flop met with Norman in the
Norman
lighthouse and did not come out.
When?
I believe last night.
I'll hold on the incorrect lanes.
Got each secondary. Northbound Legion Field.
And I was told that
taking the exit.
you have 24 hours. How or why, I don't know.
Southbound. Direction northbound onto.
Were we given any instructions? Not that I'm aware of. Other than a deal which was voided, which was then put into play. I don't know. There are so many unknowns, and I don't like any of this.
Approaching the Sustancia exit. Approaching it now, not taking it, full sending northbound, next towards the gas station.
I genuinely don't know. How are you feeling?
I'm not good. I'm at the hospital.
Okay, all right. Let me just finish this up, and I'll make my way there.
Committing northbound back onto the freeway.
I was going through Norman's journal in its entirety because I haven't done that in years. In fact, I don't know that I've ever gone through.
Not taking it, still committing northbound.
And interestingly, the only loose end Norman has is Wyatt Derp. And Wyatt Derp is a name that he just recently, within the past 24 hours, brought up as
still committing northbound North Freeway.
I don't know.
Approaching the Route 68.
I'm gonna have to ask Storm again behind the context, but essentially he was implying that Wyatt, I don't know if it's someone he trusts, but I haven't seen that man in years.
Holding right, taking the turn off, stand by for direction. Left, westbound 68.
Okay, I'm gonna ask around at the hospital.
Holding left for westbound 68, heading towards Harmony Repairs.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. Where are you?
Hey, I'm just walking a mission route.
Where are you?
I'm on Vespucci and Elk.
I will be there. Give me 20 seconds.
Bye.
Hop in.
Hey, that's my customer.
No, it's my husband. It's my husband.
Husband!
Mm-hmm. Gotta go, Abdul. Sorry. I'm sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. Are you all right?
Yeah.
You're not sounding too good. At all.
Norman didn't answer.
No. By the way, before we continue, from my understanding, the reason this all happened is because you mentioned something that shouldn't have been mentioned and should have been communicated to you by Flop, which was that person that we offered to give to Norman. We are not to say their name, and ideally shouldn't discuss them.
You mean his brother?
Sure. Richard, I don't know what to do. I don't know what Flop did. I can't get into contact with Stabby. I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is that when this happened to you, Flop was given a deal. Oh, Storm's calling me. You want to meet up with her?
Sure.
I don't know if anyone's explained anything to you yet, but All I know is that Forcer somehow got her hands on this white feather from a bird who I think's name is Hope, and it was given to you. And yeah, that one. It was given to you, and that may have something to do with you surviving. However, Flop was told pretty much a life for a life, and his specifically was Kiki, Pendragon. And when Kiki got into the room with you when you had that feather, she was near it, it turned black, and when she went away, it turned white. Why, I don't know. Can't explain it, but that's what happened. In addition, Tessa seemingly went to the hospital. Was Tessa invited to that meeting?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, she was.
Okay. She showed up to that meeting, or not meeting, sorry, the hospital, and when Flop asked her how she got there, she said, I don't know. Almost as if, like, from what I've gathered, almost as if she was on just, like, autopilot and just appeared there, if that makes sense, right? Because Tessa, when she describes things in detail, you know? She doesn't typically just say, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? In addition, Tessa is friends, or I guess is friends, I don't know, with Norman. So why would Norman pick Kiki as Flop's target?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
I'm fine.
I don't understand what he wants us to do. Because seemingly our deal was off the table after all this happened with you, after BONECON, and then Flop's deal was in place, but now Flop is gone. And from my understanding, the reason Flop is gone is because Norman said something to the extent of, don't show up, or the next time I see you, it better be with a corpse. And he showed up without one. He went into the lighthouse, and apparently he never came out.
We need to talk to Norman. We need to figure out what's still on the table. We need to figure out if our deal's on the table and if Flop's deal's on the table.
You need to speak to Pond. Pond's the one that got the text off Norman.
I've tried calling her. She didn't pick up.
Me too.
I'm going to call Norman, see if he picks up.
I tried a few minutes ago.
It's just unknown after unknown after unknown, and what are we meant to do? He seemingly gives the same weight of tell someone to do something, the same value of him, or as him telling someone to do something. How are you supposed to trust that? Okay, so Storm, can you run me through the Wyatt situation again? Exactly what he said, if you don't mind.
So I asked him about Kiki, and I asked him, well, what about Tessa? And he said, I don't care about the bridges I'm burning. And then I said, I read your journal. I saw that every single person you worked with, you killed. To which he said, no, there's still Wyatt Derp. He's missing. And I said, well, what would happen if Wyatt came back? And he said, he'd be my right-hand man. And I said, but what if Wyatt died? And then he went, you know who I am, right? I don't think Wyatt Derp's going to come back. Norman already has enough tools as it is. I think it was just him.
Yeah, it's all of us. Every single one of us is his tools.
Well, yeah, because you're giving him what he wants. Just like when he was a serial killer.
Just like when Chastity was first involved in this, right? It wasn't exactly on good terms. Then she kidnapped Norman. Then somehow that transitioned into the Funny Man situation, and then Funny Man was out of the question, and then Chastity was in play, and then Rebecca was in play, and they both lured people in. And then the moment both of them became no longer of value, gone.
But what I'm trying to understand as to why he would cut his ties with Tessa now. Tessa must have meant something in all of this that we didn't know about as to why he's cutting his ties with her.
Hold on. One of two things. Either Tessa or Kiki was of use, and I'm going to lean on Tessa because they were friends. What if he doesn't care about burning that bridge because she's no longer of use?
That's what I was thinking.
What if, hold on, hear me out. What if, as a result of, see, I don't actually know that though. I don't know. I don't know the exact timeline of Richard getting sick and all of that happening, and then him getting the feather, and then Tessa showing up, and Kiki going into the room and the feather turning. Like, I'm not sure the exact timeline, but what if, let's just say, and this is a big hypothetical, but what if either Tessa or Kiki, one of the two, is responsible for helping people, and as a result of helping Richard survive in the situation yesterday in which he otherwise likely would have been dead, what if
Feather was given to Dark by Forcer?
Right. She was instructed, from my understanding, to give it to Dark.
By me.
And see, but then Tessa showed up after, and oh gosh, this is complicated.
From the meeting yesterday, Tessa showed up and didn't really say how or why she was there, just that she doesn't know how she got there.
She didn't know how she got to the hospital.
From my understanding of the meeting yesterday, that's what she said.
She didn't say anything at the meeting yesterday either.
No, Tessa wasn't there, but I think Flop said that Tessa said that she doesn't remember why she was or how she was there or something like that.
The island?
No, at the hospital.
The hospital when you had gotten sick. Why would Tessa say that she didn't know how she got there? She was just there. Does anyone know where Tessa was when all of this was going down with Richard on the island?
Tessa was on the island.
But did she leave at any point in time?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Also, when I was told a white feather, my immediately thought was like a dove. However,
yeah, so basically,
someone clarified it was a seagull, not a dove.
No, it's Lennon's bird, which is like a dove or a crow or something.
It's a white crow.
Yeah,
it is a white crow? Okay.
Yeah.
Me and Flop saw it when we were talking once at the abandoned motel on Vinewood.
So Forcer had mentioned it was a seagull, so okay, so it's a white crow. Got it.
It's a white crow. There used to be a seagull called Pizza Crust that got blew up, which then resulted in one of Norman's crow's feathers turning white. That crow eventually went to Lennon and Bundy, and the crow keeps disappearing and leaving white feathers for people. One of those people was Forcer. The day that Dark got hurt, Forcer called me panicking, and I said, "You need to drive as fast as you can to that hospital and give that feather to Dark." Test my theory, and I don't want to say it's a coincidence, but that feather means something if it turned black when Kiki touched it. So in Norman's journal,
hold on, it only turned black when she touched it, not just being close to it?
I'm not sure. From what Flop said, when Kiki touched it, it turned black.
Can I, can I touch the feather?
Sure.
Okay. Hey, Storm? Here, hold this.
Okay. You get dark.
Why, Kiki? It doesn't make sense.
Marked for death.
Hold on, I have an idea. Call him Pixie.
I don't trust Pixie, but sure.
I don't know if I should.
Pixie was seen talking to the name that Charlotte maybe mentioned outside the hospital. By me.
She did mention that. She wasn't trying to hide that. In fact, she called me and specifically mentioned it made a Beetlejuice reference because upon the discussion of a name, they appeared a short period of time later. So. Okay, Richard, I don't want to be insensitive. But did anything happen while you were in the hospital? Do you remember anything? Did you have any conversations? Anything?
Not in the hospital, but
About the island?
I guess not really on the island either.
I mean, I made notes of what happened on the island. I told Bryce I wasn't there.
Well, hold on.
The day before,
Richard? Okay.
I had an anonymous phone call from someone I didn't know. They sounded strange and British, and they told me that I was going to rot from the inside.
And that was a day before the meeting.
I think maybe the day before, or
By any
couple of
chance, did
days
this
before.
person sound like British?
yes.
We're back to you know who.
Yeah.
And Storm, you were there, so I just want to clarify. The spreading of it seemingly stopped when the feather was given. Is that correct, or am I getting that portion wrong?
I wasn't at the hospital, so I don't know.
Okay. The issue is, Flop was, and he's not here to answer questions.
Man, we don't have time for this.
So what are we going to do?
You either give him what he wants and just become a tool like everybody else when he's a serial killer, or you don't. And then he forces Flop into another deal to save his life. Norman lies. What's to say that you guys do that? And then he says this isn't enough.
I think it's insane to believe that Norman has any ounce of respect for his deals.
He doesn't. I mean,
There's no sense in following through with any of them, because the moment you do, the goalpost changes every time. So what do you do? What do we do? I don't know.
You not going through with your deal actually fucks him over. Because then it puts him in panic. Well, what do I do now? Because I think he's expecting you guys to go through with it. Because Flop is somebody that you guys care about.
Or he just kills us. Then we got to do anything. Well then if Flop is somewhere able to be saved and two of us are out of the equation, we can't do it anymore.
I get that. But
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely do not know.
I think either way, he's probably going to force Flop into another deal. Because Flop fucked up. Just like he did with Cody. When Cody took too long to give him the highwayman, he took Pez too.
Is Kiki around?
Probably not. It's early for her.
Richard, unfortunately I wasn't there, but from my understanding, your heart stopped at some point. Someone said officially you were dead at some point. Ash is calling me. I was told that she was there. One moment.
And if we get rid of Norman, the Chicken Man's free, and then Andy's life is in danger again. So Norman being around benefits Andy.
You ever actually spoken to Andy?
I have spoken to her a few times.
You asked her whether she wants Norman around?
I don't need to ask. Her actions are very obvious. She shot my fiance.
After?
After what?
Why did she shoot him?
Because apparently he pitted her car when he was in an active chase. You know the Chicken Man was there the day that she shot him. That's the last time he was seen.
Yep.
And we know that Noxie has the Chicken Man.
Yep.
So right now Andy's safe. We get rid of Norman, Andy's no longer safe.
Richard?
Oh.
What's your favorite food?
I don't think I have favorites right now.
Okay, but you know, maybe prior to this.
I don't know why.
You've got to have a favorite. Everyone's got a favorite.
Spag bowl.
Huh?
That is good.
A bowl of spaghetti?
No,
Is that-
With sauce.
spag bowl.
A spag bowl?
Yeah,
No,
it's
spag bowl.
spag bowl is pasta with mince and like a sauce.
Spaghetti bolognese.
Fancy.
It's
I don't
not.
want to.
What do you mean it's not? I can't even consider pronouncing it. It's so fancy.
Spaghetti
Spaghetti.
bolognese.
Well, that's a hard one. That's difficult.
It was like my food that my mom would make when I had
Horses
just a
around.
day sick of school, you know.
What do we do?
Don't want to stir off the subject, but what was Tessa before she was a cop?
Just Tessa, really.
Tessa's not like corrupt or ever.
No.
This is what I mean. Like, this doesn't make sense as to why.
Well, hear me out. Let's run with that theory, right? If she is good, which I believe her to be, given I've known her forever, what if, you know, again, given the context of her showing up, not knowing how she got there, whatever that situation is, what if she has involvement in the sense of determining if someone, I don't know, has a, I know what I'm trying to say, but describing it is far more difficult.
Does Tessa have DID?
No.
Because I have DID, and sometimes my other alters do things that I don't exactly remember. I find out later that they've done things, or I've ended up somewhere I've not known how.
I mean, that would make sense. But who knows? Maybe she just showed up and didn't want to say how she actually got there, because maybe it would give the implication that she was at the meet. I don't know. But again, running under this theory, right? What if Tessa somehow has the ability to go directly against death in some capacity?
If that was the case,
Or she just didn't want people to know she was at the meeting.
Okay, but you don't tell people, I don't know how I got here. You say, I drove, I walked, I rode a bicycle, I did something. Not, I don't know.
Well, everybody's a very good liar.
that still doesn't say as to why Norman would say to me, I don't care about the bridges I'm burning. Which means that there was a bridge there.
Targeting Kiki, her significant other, would burn that bridge. And if he's doing that on the basis of her doing something against what he wanted, right?
Or
Like
just Tessa and Kiki, one of them has a deal. Then he's burning bridges. He's breaking deals.
I mean, he does that anyway.
Right. So he says, I don't care about the bridges I'm burning.
Maybe.
I don't see how this helps us.
Well, the whole thing, Flop flipped out at Tessa, told her to leave the hospital, did a bunch of things. I guess he didn't realize that she was at the meeting, and was wondering how she had gotten there. Forcer's around. Should we pick her up?
Force is good, yeah.
Yeah. I want her to touch that feather again. Oh, there we go.
Hey.
Hey. So Richard's here. I don't know what else to say outside of apparently after I left, things got considerably worse yesterday. I got a message from Hall telling me that things were really, really bad. Really bad. I'm just gonna fix this up and then we're gonna leave PD. And I don't know what to do.
I don't really know what there is to do at this point.
That's the issue.
But I believe that Flop's actions could have potentially voided your contract or your deal. Your deal with him was to keep Flop safe.
Our deal ensured that he stayed safe in exchange a life for a life.
But before the time was up.
From what Norman said to me yesterday, he took Flop because Flop turned up to the lighthouse of our body, and Norman said the next time I see you, you better have a corpse.
Right, right. But Forcer's right. With Flop gone.
He went 20. I texted him. I told him you have 24 hours. He said I have now. He showed up. It was his own volition. He showed up. Your contract with him is it's voided.
But that can't be true because Hall specifically said, or no, Pond. Someone said we have 24 hours.
Yeah, Norman texts Pond saying, "Tell Dark he has 24 hours to bring me a body, otherwise Flop is in for good."
Hall told me Pond got a text. Dark has 24 hours. But he can't hold up his end of the deal.
No.
Because he's already gone.
Is he gone, or is he just trapped in purgatory like the others?
Maybe purgatory. But even if that is the case, as a result of Flop doing whatever Flop did prior to, he made the implication that our deal was already off the table. How can someone like that be so wish-washy?
During conversation, someone mentioned that there was a deal that had been made a while ago, and Norman approached this person and said, you forgot to keep up your end of the deal, and this person said you didn't keep yours, and then it was just that was it.
He's been exactly where Harry was before he had people working with him. He was sloppy. He made mistakes. He didn't mess up when he had people working with him. Norman's
well, that's because the risky portions were given to the people who were working with him, right? And the moment that they were no longer of use, they were dead.
Yep.
You used both Chastity and Rebecca as a means of luring people in. And if someone is lured in, if someone's in handcuffs, if someone has 2 people even, holding them at knife point, gunpoint, whatever it is, it's not like they're going to have the opportunity to run. All the risk is gone in the event where someone else is doing his dirty work.
Yep.
But now we're in a situation where that doesn't even matter. Everyone knows at this point what Norman is doing. It's not like, does he care? Why would he care?
Yeah, I definitely think Force is on. You use his deals against him. He's a.
You all right, Richard?
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see you.
You too, Lord.
I just rented a car. I was on my way to the hospital, but
I genuinely don't know what to do. I don't know what there is to do. If this were any other person, I would go there, place this individual under arrest, throw him away, and just forget they even existed. Just like I had done for many, many years. And yet here we are. So does anyone have any idea?
Honestly, no. You can't not do it. And then if you do it, what's to say that he wants more? He's done it before. Like I said, he did it with Cody at the lighthouse. He took the highwayman and then took Pez too because he took too long. What if he does that with you guys because Flop fucked up?
Well, he's not in the business of being fair either.
Yeah.
But then there's no incentive to trust what he's saying.
so you need a body.
Yeah.
There has to be somebody that you guys care about. How his deals work. Somebody that you truly care and love for.
But if they don't die, what happens then? Does he actually want someone to die, or just want us to put them on the brink?
What is it? A life for a life, so I assume they have to die, yeah. But I mean, if they don't die, they'll just end up in purgatory, and then there'll just be another body that you can use to bargain with.
Unless there isn't anyone willing to bargain for them.
And then what?
Norman loses.
My issue, as it currently stands, is that even in the event where I wanted to give myself up for Flop, that doesn't happen. Because I end up in purgatory, and then there's another deal, and it just keeps going and going, and... Give me a second. Hello?
Can I bring you, food?
Yeah. Do you know that, like, under construction area cul-de-sac by Mirror Park with the TV?
Yes.
That's where we're at.
Okay, just mind there's not Shrek porn playing.
What was that?
Just mind there's not Shrek porn playing.
No, there's nothing playing. We're good. We're good.
Okay. Okay, I'll be
All
there
right.
soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Does anyone know Ash's involvement?
No, but I know Ash cares about Flop, and I'm worried that she'll offer herself to save Flop.
I think she has a deal.
Oh yeah. Jasper. She has to give Norman a body, otherwise Jasper comes back.
Jasper who?
Is a serial killer or something?
Saxon.
Was she targeted by him? Like, I'm not familiar with. Either way, she's on the way. don't know. I don't know that I've ever been in a position in which I just don't know what to do. This is way out of my league. For context,
Yeah,
I have not once looked at Norman Bones' journal until today. Outside of skimming through it during the court case when it actually happened, I have not looked through it until today.
Have you spoken to Tessa yet?
No. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be around last night.
Do you get Flop back?
Yeah. Don't know. Norman's lied before.
They'll probably continue.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Ash.
I
Oh my gosh.
don't think there's
There's a
any
lot
room
of
in
you.
the car yet. It's
That's
me,
okay.
Forcer, Storm, Richard. It's been a rough one. It's been a rough one.
Yeah, I can
Thank
imagine
you.
so. You're welcome.
Richard here. There you go.
Thanks.
Force, are you hungry?
I've got food. Thank you, though.
Storm?
I'll take some food, yeah, please.
All right, here, come on out. There you are. Thank you for that, Ash. I appreciate it. Just a second, Ash. Hold on. Richard?
Mm-hmm.
Can we hold that feather out to Ash and ask her if it's got any meaning to her? See whether or not. I want to figure out what that means.
Sure.
Let's approach her.
Here, just take it.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Ash.
Yo.
See one of these before?
It's a feather.
It is, yeah, you're right. You ever seen one just appear at any particular time in your life?
Not a white one.
Here, hold this.
Okay.
I imagine you've had your, or at least seen a fair share of black ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They're just trying to figure out what this is.
I don't understand.
Well, here, actually, if you just hand it back to Richard.
Okay.
Someone, gosh, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but
Okay.
hey, that feather turned black in the presence of someone we're trying to figure out why.
They were marked for death. They had a target on their back.
But we have targets on ours.
But your time isn't up yet. Unless someone's deal is to kill one of you two.
Oh, gosh. You alright? Ash, I wasn't there at the meeting. I heard you had quite the disguise. Richard?
Oh god.
That doesn't look okay, Richard.
I don't think that that's okay. I think that's like the opposite of okay.
That's... Oh, Jesus. I don't know what to do. I've said it a million times. I hate going in circles. This is not something I can argue logic and come out on top of. I don't know what to do. I don't know that I've ever been in a position like this before. I do not know what to do.
Well, it's pretty simple, right? Either you follow through or you don't. What's more important? I don't think that any of us can decide that for you. I wish I could.
I don't know. The thing is, we have no idea what Flop did. Not a fucking clue.
I spoke to him. He said that he was going there to bargain.
Right. And
He tried to offer up his dog.
From what Winston said, I figured he offered himself. But I guess it didn't work.
I don't think Norman would accept that. I mean, it'll be a loophole, right? If you offered yourself, because then everybody would do it.
yeah, but if you offer yourself, you're banking on someone else offering something in exchange.
Right, can I borrow you for just 1 second?
Yeah. Where's Ash?
She went back
What
with,
did you just do?
The storm.
Is she in the car?
I don't know.
I
She
see
went back.
her car, but I don't see her.
You're not in the car.
I'm not sure. Hey, stay over here. Is there anything? Is anyone opposed to Storm being here for this conversation? Okay. The reason I ask is because I don't want her to feel excluded and pushed out of the group. So let me go get her.
Hold on.
What?
Is there anything you're going to talk about involve pairs?
No.
Then yeah, bring her over.
Pond, do you have any suggestions? I'm out. I'm a very logical thinker, but none of this is logical. There's no gotcha moment. I don't know what to do.
I'm guessing you've been told what he texted me?
Yeah. What time was that?
18 hours ago.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Do you want the exact wording or have you been given it?
Was it just darkest 24 hours?
It is. This is the exact wording. You see Dark in the next day. Tell him he has tomorrow to figure out what to do. If he wants Flop, He pays with it, or with a life, or in blood. Otherwise, he is mine. And I asked him, is it anyone specific this time, or is it open season? And he said, someone Dark or Rhodes cares for. That is always the rule. So we have 6 hours.
I don't know what to do. And every time I call him, he doesn't pick up. Every time I need to reach out to someone specific, we're just not around. Right now, I need to speak to multiple people. I need to speak to Tessa. I need to speak to Pixie. I don't know. I do not know what to do.
I think I'll tell you the same thing that I told Flop, which probably isn't very helpful, but it's anything that we aren't gonna solve how to, in quotes, defeat Norman in 6 hours. We've been trying for months. It's not gonna happen. So either there's kind of 3 options. Either you stand in his face and tell him no, see what happens, but it's a massive risk. 2, you find someone that one of you or both of you care about, and either have them agree to it or not agree, which is a dark route. Or the 3rd route, which I don't think either of you should do, is the darkest route of them all. And you do what Flop did.
That last one is not possible.
I don't want it to be possible.
And the reason it's not possible is because we end up at square one. I show up there and I say me for Flop. Then we ultimately know Richard goes there and says me for Matt. And it becomes this endless vicious cycle where there's going to be so many exclusions moving forward that you end up having to pick best friends. And then he'll start saying, well, you've already done it, you can't do it again. And it's just going to keep going and going and going, and it's never going to stop. And he's going to have more and more power every fucking time he does it. So I don't know.
Okay. Option 2, who's the person? It's got to be someone close to either of you.
Closest objective, right? And whoever it is needs someone that cares about him. Because Norman is only dealing in situations where there's always a +1, because who else is going to save that individual?
Yeah.
And to that I say, probably, I don't know, Elizabeth Byrne? Cy Carter?
Are they close to you though?
Well, that gets complicated. Again, being close is subjective. I mean, I was fairly close to Lizzie Byrne, but not in a normal, typical way. It was she taunted me with the murder of Malcador by placing a card of me on him after murdering him. And, like, kidnapping him a bunch of times. And then we sort of grew to, I don't necessarily want to say friends, but we weren't at each other's throats, if that makes sense. And if she did qualify, you know, as close, then Cy Carter, you know damn well, would immediately make a deal. And Cy Carter is incentivized by a lot of things. Money, favors, whatever. Where's Forcer?
Drove off. Oh no, that was Astra. Yeah, she's leading against your Mustang.
Okay, sorry, I can't see her from here because of the cabinet.
The driving theater.
What do you think Norman clarifies as someone dying?
What do you mean?
Heart stopping for a minute is dying, you know?
He said he would also take blood, but that's gonna probably mean a significant. You might as well have killed them, kind of thing. The wording is very specific. It says he pays with it. Oh my god, I can't read. He pays for it with a life or in blood.
The fuck does that imply?
So either you take somebody and they die at his doorstep, or I'm guessing he does what he's doing to quite a few people, where he severely injures them to the point where they are going to die or might as well be dead.
What about if we kill somebody in front of him?
You can kill him, like quotation marks, or no, or just actually do it.
I can't really do quotation marks right now, but yeah.
It has to be somebody that he knows will go to purgatory. So they'll have to be dead until the deal's done. But what's to say that they?
What about if we just kill someone for 2 minutes? Long enough for us to get our deal confirmed and get out of everything, and then we bring them back.
You want to flatline them? I don't think that's gonna work. Norman is
Red's got a revolver. Can fill one of the barrels.
What did you just do?
Pig's guts and blood.
No.
Yeah, fake blood. Somebody, we shoot them in the back of the head. When they land, they bite down on the packet of fake blood, and they swallow something that's gonna stop their heart.
This isn't the end of Sherlock season 2. Like, this isn't gonna work. Season 1, or whatever the fuck it was. We can't fake someone's death. You can't literally cheat death. He's gonna know.
Norman doesn't cross me as the aha, you got me type of guy. That sounds like you crossed me and here's the consequence. Also, based upon the writing of that text, we have until the end of today, not just 24 hours from when that text was sent, right?
I'm not sure. Let me send you a picture of it so you guys have an exact. I'm not gonna text it to you. I'm gonna share it in a document so you guys have
Yep,
exact
that's
when.
fine.
Everyone can look at this. There you go.
See Darker the next day, tell him he has tomorrow to figure out what to do. If he wants flop, he pays for it with a life or in blood. Otherwise, he is mine. Wait. Wait, hold on. So it says, you see Darker the next day, tell him he has tomorrow to figure out what to do. If he wants flop, he pays for it with a life or in blood. Otherwise, he is mine. That doesn't tell me that Richard has 24 hours. As in, like, Richard's life and 24 hours. This is a trade ultimately for flop, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay. All right, so at least we have that. Oh, gosh. I don't know. Someone Dark-Rhodes cares for. It's always the rule. Does someone always imply a person?
Why?
I'm just asking.
Matthew, there's no loopholes left. I need a break.
Should he be smoking?
No. But I'm probably not going to tell him not to. Hey,
What's up?
Kiki's at Beaver Bush right now. And I guess we need to test the theory of whether or not she's still marked, given the circumstances.
What if she is? What then?
Well, I mean, so back to what I was saying. Knowing is important. So hold on. Hey, we'll be back. Just gotta swing by somewhere really quick, all right? Trust me, we're not doing anything stupid. We have nothing to worry
Okay,
about. Don't worry. All right, let's go. You all right?
Yeah. Did Lauren tell you her plan? Or proposal?
Yeah, I told her no.
Yeah, me too.
You have it with you?
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, there's a lot of people in that car.
It's just us.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting more than one.
No, it's all right.
Hey.
You all right, Richard?
Dark?
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry.
I'm sure you're aware given what happened at the hospital. But we're trying to figure out, you know, sort of the meaning behind the feather and it going from white to black. Because as it stands, the theory is someone marked for death. However, if Flop is no longer here, and he was tasked with you-know-what, that would make us assume, if the theory of the feather is right, that it would remain white if you had it. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Richard's got the feather, if you wouldn't mind, you know.
What was that?
Don't worry about it.
And Sunday to the 78 call.
White Corvette hovering over the scene here.
Okay.
213 CB76 back to your guys' location.
I mean, I have both a black and a white feather.
Okay, maybe it doesn't actually mean that, right? Logically, it can't. Flop isn't here.
I
Yeah. Fuck. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. We're at Beaver Bush.
She on the phone with?
Okay, bye.
Bryce, I think.
Yeah, Bryce.
Oh.
He was doing a status check.
Okay.
A lot of people have been doing that lately, and it's a kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't blame you. We should probably get back to where we were. I have no problems with you being there, Kiki. I do just have a question. You are being 100% honest with us when you say...
Can I call you back? That sounds fun. Let me call you back. Anyway, when I say what?
You say that you don't have a deal or anything like
Correct.
that, right?
He and I have spoken about deals, not in terms of me taking one, but I mean, I can even read you our text messages. I know that his deals do not end well. I know that he tricks people. He, at one point, said he felt I was the only person who actually understood and respected what he is.
I imagine he didn't say that about Tessa because Tessa's unaware.
Correct. And he told me to make sure she stays unaware. I don't like keeping things from her. I feel like shit. I don't like lying to her, and so it's been very hard. But I think everyone else has been filling her in instead of me. So
Okay. I don't... Yeah, maybe I'll just save this conversation for the car. Hey, Bryce.
I'm sorry, did you need me to I can fuck off if you guys wanted to finish that talk.
No, Hey, do you want to be my sacrifice?
What?
No? Okay. Well,
No.
gotta look for someone else.
Is that how you're presenting this option to people?
Are you just walking up to people and saying, will you be my sacrifice?
You know, there's someone out there for everyone, and I'm sure that some... Listen, surely when I ask someone, eventually someone will say, yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm a genius!
What?
Oh my... Next time I'm gonna say, Bryce, I'm gonna ask you a question, but you have to promise me you're gonna say yes, okay?
Yes, but that was the question, so I've already answered it, yes.
That didn't end with a question inflection.
You said, okay.
Oh, no, that wasn't... that wasn't like... I was like, okay, and we're gonna do this. Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Terrible.
Awful.
Honey, you have the
feather.
Yeah.
The what?
Yeah, the feather.
Yeah, I'm aware of the feather.
Well, I'm kind of curious. Does it turn black in your hands?
I mean, who's got the feather right now?
I think Richard
Dark
does.
it give it back. The first time I held it, and then I gave it to Jeffy, and then he gave it back, and then I put it down.
In Kiki, when it turns black, you feel like your normal self. Nothing different.
Nothing.
Stays white.
Okay. Well, here, do you guys want? Do you know where the cabinet is at the cul-de-sac at Mirror Park, where like the houses, like the foundations are laid, but there's no houses, and Shrek porn is typically playing?
Wait, what?
Well, the TV's off. Don't worry.
That's how we beat them.
What?
Shrek porn.
What?
What is wrong?
It is the one option no one has offered. Probably is just give the man some porn. I guess. Leave it to Bryce. He's got this.
That's what you said. That's playing on the TV, right?
No, it's not playing.
Didn't you glitter bomb him?
Yeah, I glitter bomb Norman.
Oh, you'd be the perfect sacrifice. I'm sure he hates you.
No, actually, people had a bunch of theories yesterday that I think we should act on.
Like what?
Well,
hold on. Can we go to Mirror Park? So, Pond
we can
and
go to Mirror Park.
Storm are there. I don't know if you guys dislike them, but
it doesn't really matter at this point.
All right, let's go to Mirror Park.
I mean, I can share my ideas and what was discussed yesterday, but I feel like that's gonna get shit on immediately. But at this point, you guys don't really have
much. Yeah, you're right.
Many options. So
All
I'll
right,
see you guys there.
Take your own car that way. In the event where you need to leave for anything, we can. Yeah. Kiki, you know where it is, right?
Yeah, I know.
All right, perfect. I'll meet you there.
There was Shrek porn there now, but I know.
Did you get the feather back?
Okay. Hold on, I need to eat before I can you open it up for me.
There we go. So,
Can I have a few more eye fix, please?
Yeah. My glove box. So, before I say this, I just want to say that I think when it comes to, comedy and laughing and stuff, there's like no boundaries, I think you can try to laugh at most things, regardless of how bad they are. Now, in saying that, thank you.
For what?
Well, Dean told me that, you had two options, either divorcing me or losing a hand, and I think you chose the better of the two.
You're welcome. I hate Dean Watson.
Why?
When I get out of this, I want a really fancy prosthetic from him.
I
want a hand that shoots tasers.
Oh. That's... I mean, you're asking for a lot, but maybe. Or, wait, hold on. Instead of shooting tasers, why doesn't have, Oh, God.
What about if it's just like a shock hand?
Yes.
I just touch somebody and they...
Bryce, it's very unsettling when you're dressed in all black.
Okay. I mean, you're dressed in all black majority too.
Yeah, but you're typically dressed like the rainbow,
I'm not.
Well, I haven't seen you in a very long time. You're typically definitely not dressed in all black.
I pretty much always normally wear all black, just a black t-shirt and pants. And these, I don't know if I've ever been dressed as a rainbow.
I don't ever recall you seeing dressed in all black. It's been a very long time since I've seen you.
I mean, do you want me to change? Would you feel better if I changed?
Well, I'm just saying, you kind of look like someone who's about to fucking assassinate someone. You got the gloves and all.
Leave my shit in my car.
It's fine, it's fine.
I was riding my motorcycle today. That's why this is my motorcycle outfit.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Well, go ahead and explain what your wonderful ideas that are probably not the best, but we don't have
It's not
any.
my idea, but it is stuff that we talked about yesterday, and Pond was there. So Pond, if I'm missing anything,
Can I call you back?
You can add anything.
Hey, Bryce, what's your deal?
I have. I'll wait until Storm's off the phone, unless she wants to hear it. Unless she doesn't mind, she doesn't want to hear it. I have a week to do mine. Less than a week, actually. I have 6 days to do mine. Next Thursday. It is a special scenario where he said that if I were to talk details to people, that not only would I die, but the person involved would also die. And he claims he's not going to talk about it with anyone, but I don't necessarily believe that. As for if I'm going to do my deal, I don't think so. I have yet to figure out how to get around it. And so hopefully in this meeting, as the clock is ticking, we can figure something out so you guys can get out of this. We can figure out a way to get Flop back. I can figure out a way to deal with my shit. Pawn, I don't know if you've dealt with your shit, but you can figure out a way to deal with your shit. And everybody else in this fucking shit we could just figure it all out in a perfect world, So
Hear
I'm
me
taking
out.
shots in the dark, stupid or not. What's up?
Same. Okay. We see Norman. All right. We
break into the lighthouse and delete his New World account.
We beat him to the ground, we put him in cuffs, and we arrest him.
That's what I said, and I got shut down.
Lock him away for a very long time, because guess what? How are you going to make deals in a padded cell by yourself?
That's what I fucking said.
He wants.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
He stalked me
So-
for a while.
Okay, that's off the question. So if that's the case, he doesn't need his car, right? Because every time I've seen his car parked off that cliff, I wanted to hit it so fucking bad into the ocean.
No, I don't think he needs it. I think he just wants it. Pale horse and all that.
Okay, so
I need to reel myself in.
Okay, so there's this theory, right? There's this theory. This is theory that we've all talked about, and sometimes we talked about at BONECON, where, you know, there is two sides to Norman. There is Norman Bones, and there is Death, the entity that is Death. And they coexist together, but they don't always get along. Death is kind of just there to help people pass on and to the afterlife, and not the biggest fan of Norman potentially speeding up the process and taking people away before it's their time, quote unquote.
Okay.
So regardless of them being coexisting, there's some conflict there potentially. Regardless of how small percentage of it is Norman, that's genuinely all we need. You know, we know that he feels human emotions. We know that he's vulnerable. We've seen that when you guys talked about his brother.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah. He's sensitive about stuff. He gets overwhelmed. He gets angry. He's petty. These are all human emotions. This is Norman showing, you know, Norman's side, not Death. So for a while, we were playing around with the idea of trying to separate the two and potentially overwhelming him with emotions, feelings. You know, what happens when a group of people all say, no, fuck you, I'm not doing your deal. Also, L plus ratio, plus you have daddy issues, plus your brother fell off, plus whatever, you know, and seeing how he would react, because he would be, you know, showing off a lot of emotions, and that would be 100% Norman and not, you know, Death, the entity. And obviously we wouldn't do this in person because, well, unfortunately, as yesterday, we saw what happens when you do stuff like this in person. And then as we were talking about this, people were going into a more psychological viewpoint where it's like, okay, he's emotional when talking about this thing we're not supposed to talk about. And we know that he's got family issues, and people started bringing up the fact that when people mention that Norman brings people together to all talk about this topic of him, that he likes it. He likes the fact of bringing people together. He likes the fact of making connections. In a sense, someone said that we are his new family since he had a shitty one growing up.
Okay, Kenneth Jesperson.
I mean, yes, this is what was talked about. This was talked.
So what you're saying, Norman's doing all this because he has daddy issues? I'm confused.
Well, this is what was talked about from this was Jenny's thoughts.
Of course he had daddy issues. His dad killed his mom. The fuck?
And then him and his brother went into foster care. And
wait, did that actually happen? Is that confirmed?
Supposedly, it's a theory. It's a theory from what Jen was saying yesterday.
Oh, so
she said
people don't want to listen to my theories, but sorry, carry on.
We can listen to your theory after this. I think we should listen to everybody after this because someone's gonna figure something out. So we're his playthings, right? You know, he gets off on making people sweat, making people panic. What happens when people just stop being his playthings? He gets bored. He's got no purpose. He's got no point. You know, what happens when he doesn't have his family again? This was all ideas of like going into the same thing of like overwhelming him and trying to get more of the Norman Bones reaction side of things than the Death. This is obviously, you know, no pun intended, a shot in the dark. And
take a seat.
It's it's I don't know what would come from this, but I mean it's something to think about or entertain, I guess.
I mean, is it wait, so is any of this confirmed? That, like,
That he
his
is.
like his whole daddy issues, his dad killed his mom, blah blah
Well,
blah.
that's confirmed.
He was also the
That's
kind
confirmed.
of kid that liked to skin animals for fun while they were still alive.
You okay?
It's just a theory. I'm just bringing up talking points, you know.
You wanna sit down?
Okay. Regarding the black feather, the white feather, whatever. Spoke to Odessa. Odessa's been looking into this a lot about like Apollo and the Greek mythology and stuff. And maybe the feather turns black when Kiki's around it because it's a message to Tessa. Because maybe he saw Tessa at that meeting and feels like Tessa betrayed him. So in return for that, he's gonna betray Tessa by harming Kiki.
I took it as that she was marked for death.
Yeah.
How would it be?
So, but how would that make sense?
How did Tessa betray Norman?
Tessa and Norman were friends. I spoke to Norman last night, and I said, yours and Tessa's friendship, wouldn't that make Kiki safe? I hear a crow. And he said, I don't care about that bridge being burnt or something like that.
As far as I'm concerned, from everything that Tessa's told me, she and Norman are not friends. And then she's been avoiding that for a while.
When he was a lawyer.
Okay, so Bryce, context. Richard gave the flower to Kiki, and it still turned black. Oh, sorry, Feather, my bad.
Yeah.
It still turned black.
Technically, Kiki is still marked for death today. Maybe tomorrow it turns white. Because he said there better be a body on my doorstep tomorrow. It's still that day. So maybe it's a technicality. Or he's going to ask someone else to do it.
Has anyone asked Norman what it means?
No. I was going to, but then I got pulled away.
I don't reach out to him, so I didn't ask.
Dark-Rhodes, what do you think about what I was saying? The overwhelmed viewpoint.
You basically want to Care Bear stare him.
I'm trying to Cindy Lou his Grinch ass. Make his heart grow 3 times.
At the same time, he could just be playing on the humanity of people's emotions and banking on that for them to.
Yeah, but if people just stop, I know it's like just say no for it, you know, but it's like if people like, hopefully this should have been the goal from the point of everyone just not, you know, making deals and not giving him things to play with. But we're a little late for that. But, you know, if he doesn't have anything to play with, he kind of just becomes, I don't know, relevant.
Hi.
Yeah, we're having an intervention for Kiki and her anime addiction.
Oh, have you seen the Home Depot truck?
I have. It's so cute. I love it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, well. You guys have.
Stop it, Kiki.
No. The ghost of my dead friend. So I'm gonna go search for him in the hills.
Okay.
Wait, who?
Wait, what?
Who's dead?
One of my friends a few months back. Why?
Oh. What was their name?
Olivia.
Olivia? Alright.
Yeah, and then I just gotta...
I was just curious. I don't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. Just some weird stuff happened. It's fine. Don't mind me. You just think of me as that crazy person. You have fun talking about anime.
Hope things get better.
Okay. Good luck.
Good luck.
Did she say she saw Olivia?
No,
Yeah.
her. Wait, saw?
Yeah, she said she saw her dead friend.
She died in an explosion over the summer.
Olivia who?
Copper. No,
Oliv-
wait, was
no,
it
no, that's
Not
that's
Copper,
Trooper
sorry, wrong
Copper.
name.
That was months ago. That was months ago.
Hang on, wrong name. Wait. Garcia, I'm sorry, Garcia.
Hey, just out of curiosity, how many people showed up to BONECON?
At least 12.
12. We have
Think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Forcer's there. Walker's there.
This is like the third or fourth BoneCon, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
This is
well,
version 5, I think.
One day.
Okay. So, Bryce, you think we all go there and we say, Normie, we care about you?
No. More
Invite
so
him
in
to
the
Dodo,
fact
see
of
if he just needs some quality time, honestly.
maybe. Not normally we care about you. You know, I'm not saying he needs a hug and then he's not gonna, you know, be killing no more. More so, I mean, okay, so the dude, deep down, you know, the dude's human. Even in his journal, when he talks about killing people, there's people that, you know, there's people that he really liked, are really nice to him, and he gives them quick deaths. And that's still fucked, but for him, it's you know, it's a thing. Even people that he cared about that were close to him that he ended up turning on and killing, one of those people is buried behind the lighthouse. Dude can be as evil and twisted and death as he wants to make him seem, but like, dude's sentimental. Yeah, he's got feelings. So what I was saying was, like, they coexist together, right? That's the theory, anyways. So if you overwhelm Norman and make him not want to, you know, make the entity of death not want to be with him anymore, maybe it dips. Maybe it's already fucking struggling and frustrated at how Norman's speeding up the process of death. Maybe it's like, fuck this shit, I'm out, you know?
Norman's not really speeding up. He's keeping people trapped in purgatory. He's not really killing them. He's using them as bargaining chips.
That's even another thing to be pissed off. If I was the entity of death and I moved people on from purgatory to the afterlife, I'd be pissed if people were fucking with my business.
Yeah, I mean, but if the entity of death doesn't know, then how do you you can't exactly separate them. They're separate, but they're the same. They're both always there. Sometimes you speak to death, sometimes you speak to Norman, but they're both there. How do you separate it to where you're talking to death? Unless you show him, you know, like the 3 people in purgatory already is evidence that Norman isn't doing exactly what he fucking should be, and this is just a game for him. But being able to present that to somebody that is,
yeah, my whole thing just goes of trying to get him separated, but if it's not possible, then I guess that's that, or trying to overwhelm him and frustrate him and make him sloppy and make him fuck up somehow or something, because, you know, people do stupid things and emotions are high, and
then you have the risk of yeah, I've thought about all these, but then you have the risk of him being like, well, fuck you, and killing the people you care about. You know, I have sat there and said, but what, you know, what if it's just he just keeps stacking bodies in purgatory? I mean, Flop's there.
We have confirmation that Flop is still in purgatory.
I mean, we don't even know if Flop is in purgatory. We're just guessing that that's where he is.
Well, he's got to be based on the text.
What was the text?
Text I got from Norman.
You see Dark in the next day. Tell me as tomorrow to figure out what to do. If he wants Flop, he pays for it with a life or in blood. Otherwise, he is mine.
So
You know, that text came from Norman. You know, it says Norman at the top. Maybe that's not Death, and maybe he's just like, you know, he'll... Yeah. Listen, Flop is stupid sometimes, okay? And maybe he'll realize that, you know... Okay, I was going to say something that's very insensitive. I'm not going to bother.
You're saying Flop can annoy him to death?
Let's not forget that Flop went to the lighthouse and put a ball gag pretty much at his doorstep.
Oh, I didn't tell.
And let me...
Norman gave it back.
Yes, but here's the thing. To just clarify how stupid Flop can be, he put it at his doorstep to mean that Flop was going to shut up. How does that mean I am going to shut up? That means, hey, take this, you shut up.
Wait, so...
Yes.
He wants...
Did do that.
He wanted to convey the message, Norman, I'm not going to say anything anymore. And so he put a ball gag. He put a ball gag in front of him. Yeah. How would you take that if someone put a ball gag in front of you?
Who's the person?
Not anyone you find attractive.
I'm out.
Jesus.
So you have to bring... Is this the same body that was made in the deal before, or is this a whole nother ass body for Flop? Is this just like...
I think our prior deal is gone.
Wasn't your prior deal... Correct me if I'm wrong, but was your prior deal to protect Flop?
Yes.
Shouldn't this deal be null and void then?
The original one? Wait,
What
hold
is there to
on.
protect?
I agree.
What is there to protect?
But again, we're dealing with Norman, and loopholes probably not exactly the best idea. Trust me.
Yeah, but now he's holding Flop hostage to make you guys do it even more. Like, this is extra incentive. Sounds like he's really fucking trying to big dick you guys. Why would he try and big dick you guys when you already had a deal?
Oh, wow.
This isn't helping Kiki's addiction.
Have fun.
Wow.
You know what I mean, though? Like, why would he need to do extra incentive if you guys already had a deal and already had a ticking clock? Like, he's trying to big dick you.
Yeah, but how do you big dick? You know.
A big dick?
Yeah. Maybe with the Ho Depot.
That's how we get him. We make his nose bleed with some anime titties.
What if...
brought that because of you saying you're here for an intervention from an anime addiction you did.
What else am I going to say? We're here to talk about death?
I was going to ask her if she had a deal, because at this point, you just never know. Okay. So... Listen. I think... What if we try to break Norman? Like, has anyone heard him laugh?
You want to try...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want
Normally
to try
when
and tell
I think
him
I make
jokes?
him laugh, he's quiet.
In all
Okay, so what was Andy saying?
She said that Flop went to Norman to bargain with him and tried, I guess, instead of Kiki, to offer up his own memories.
What does that mean? Like, then why is this deal on the table for us? If it's just his memories, shouldn't he still be safe?
I don't think it worked. I think he went there without the body. And he was told by Norman that next time he saw him, should be with a corpse, and he said he turned up saying, "Take my memories," and Norman said, "No, I'm gonna take you instead."
Okay. That's not Gunner. That's Gunnar Gunnarsson. Different guy. Well. At what point do we all just walk away from this?
When we don't have anybody in harm's way anymore.
But there's always a string attached. Always. Chat, I have to mute this alarm.
We need to make sure there's not a string attached.
Just make sure I click the right button. Alright, muted. There's... It's just... the same thing. If anyone saves Flop, there's a string attached, which means a body attached, which means someone else gets hurt. Every time. Every single time.
I don't know what else we can do at this point.
Me neither. I have no idea. Oh god, here comes Bryce. Yeah, we were just going over the phenomenal idea that you brought up.
I didn't bring it up. Actually, a law enforcer brought it. I know you guys are talking and you guys are wondering, but I mean, I feel like we're running out of time. I mean, we're running out of time. We should all regroup, start brainstorming, start spitballing. I mean, when do you guys even want to do this? Hour, 2 hours at midnight? What's the plan? We got to figure this out,
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not trying to like...
No, you're good, you're good. I do want to approach him. But every time I call, he doesn't pick up.
Normie?
Yeah. So I don't know what to do.
You guys have an upper hand, though. Because I sent Norman Bones a chain letter
that's
mail
insensitive, Bryce.
the other day.
Bryce, that's insensitive.
Sorry. You guys have an advantage because I sent Norman a chain letter the other day, and he didn't forward it to anyone.
Wait, hold on. Was it you have 7 business days?
It said, "What's up, girl? It's Cocktober.
Oh.
If you are getting this, it means you're a Halloween hoe." Every year in Cocktober, the Jocko slut comes to... I don't have to read this to you guys, but...
Oh my god. I sent him something similar. It was on a note that I found from someone I arrested. And it said, "You have 7 business days to live." And he's still alive. It didn't work. He probably gave it to someone else.
Fuck. And he did forward my Cocktober chain.
Man, Bryce, you and I think alike.
We're like brothers, only closer.
Pretty good.
This is the second day in a row that I've tried to do that SpongeBob bit, and both people didn't understand it.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
So is it just you?
No, it's
No.
he lives. He's like, we're like brothers, Squidward. Squidward, only closer. And then he lifts his shirt, and they're like connected at the waist.
Well, we're not connected at the waist.
Well, okay, I'll be over there. I think you guys should come over there too, and we should figure out what the fuck you guys are doing.
Let's go. All right, don't worry. I come prepared.
Okay, so I'm gonna give her back to you. She's got a cast on her leg for now. Just keep an eye on her. Make sure she doesn't walk around too much.
Mm-hmm.
She'll have trouble doing it anyway.
Thank you.
Of course.
For what it's worth, the good news is if I do murder someone, I'll probably get taken in by another department.
You're gonna get a promotion.
Yeah, you get promoted when you murder people.
Yeah, you forget that you're high command, so you just get a promotion.
I thought the CPD motto was "Don't get caught."
Oh yeah, I wouldn't get caught.
Yeah, Press motto is just don't get caught.
So let me ask you this: let's say I fed someone to a shark. Do you think I'd have to catch the shark and bring it to the lighthouse, or do I say, "Hey, Normie, did you get that feeling from when I did the thing?"
Oh no, did you get the tingly feeling when I did the thing? Oh my god.
He did tell me he just knows when people get hurt and die.
Oh.
He's also said to someone that he can feel when his crows get hurt.
Yes,
that was you guys.
Yeah, I brought a sniper when we first met him, and he pissed me off, so I shot a bullet in the air and was like, oh, there's one bird. And then he walked out and said that he would have felt it.
I mean, one of his birds are preoccupied right now.
Where's his other one?
Ghost, I don't know, but I know that Noxie's preoccupied. They're the only two birds that I know he has, but he could have a fucking whole army of them.
Well, I'm just saying, I've seen those birds set shit on fire.
Yes, yeah, I've seen Noxie do it. I don't know what Ghost... honestly, the best person to talk to about the birds is Andy.
What are you going to say, Bryce?
What if someone willingly goes to purgatory with the plan of trying to see what happens when Normie gets stabbed or shot in purgatory?
How do you then get out of purgatory?
I mean... I don't know.
I have... Oh my god! I have an idea. Anyone have an Uno reverse card?
Yeah, I actually do.
Yeah, I do.
It's in my locker, yeah, I do.
I could probably use two of them. One for Norman and one for Death.
I have a Uno reverse, I have a bunch.
Okay, I probably shouldn't... This is taking up time, I'm sorry. Ah! Any other ideas?
You know, you can't keep honestly being gloom. You gotta have a bit of dark humor, you know, here and there.
Oh, that's insensitive, Pond. We can't just laugh at Richard.
What? That's not what I meant.
Dark humor?
Is it because I lost my hand, Pond?
Huh?
Hey,
It's all right.
Hey, wait, really quick.
He's all right now.
You wanna fight?
Oh
How many
my
legs you
God,
lost?
Bryce.
You wanna
Hey,
really have
wait,
this fight?
hold on, wait. I got a call from Dean Watson earlier, who was like, hey, I kidnapped your husband, and I gave him two options. Either he keeps his hand or he keeps his marriage. And
Look at he lost his hand.
What?
yeah, and so, you know, on the way here, I told Richard, I'm glad you chose the marriage. Yeah, because he's missing a hand. You see?
Yeah.
Hey, All I'm saying is that prosthetics exist, okay?
Yep. And Jeffy's gotten really good at putting them on.
And not only that, maybe he can get a cool... Wasn't Dean's hand, like, cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like a Jamie Lannister gold hand or something like
I'm
that.
trying to get a Cerberus leg.
Oh. Well, you know, things could always be worse. Things could always be worse. How you doing, Forcer?
Yeah! You know, I am
That was
doing.
not confident. That was not a confident. Yeah! That wasn't too great.
Well, that's the thing. This ain't about me, so fuck it, right? I can bottle it up. That's for another day. Or my therapist.
My therapist hasn't been in town in months. I think that explains a lot.
My therapist died.
Oh.
Okay. We're getting off track here.
Have you gone to therapy for that?
Not yet.
Oh no. Sorry, that's not funny.
I'm a firm believer in that you can laugh at anything. Oh, man. Listen, I think... I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think comedy is one of the few things that should have very, very few boundaries. Anywho. Okay, what if we don't do anything and then me and Richard are fine? And then Norman gives back Flop before Christmas because he doesn't want to deal with them.
Oh, is he bad?
I mean, it's
Is he
Flop.
bad around the holidays? Oh no.
Always.
Okay. So Bryce suggested overwhelming him, and there's obviously we could say that there's a weapon crate that's just been dropped. What about a beach party? Just a random beach party thrown by Paris. Maybe?
Counterpoint. What if we tell people that all of the bones and skulls are fake and hidden within one of them is a key to the vault? They all rush to grab a bunch of them, like kids in front of an unattended house on Halloween with a bunch of candy out front. Full-size candy bars. You know that first kid's gonna take them all.
Again, like, we're his playthings, you know? We're his playthings where he, without us, what he's doing is irrelevant, and he's got nothing to do or to play with. If you guys say no, and you're able to say no in a way where he's like, well, fuck, now what am I going to do? And then I say no, and then Pond says no, and then everyone else just basically tells Norman to go fuck himself. Like, okay. He kills everyone. Then what? No one's making a deal with him anymore. He's got nothing to do. There's no point in killing all of us because that defeats the entire purpose of everything he's doing.
Okay, counterpoint. If we all approach him with that same mentality, then he's fucked anyways.
Yeah.
So how does that work in our favor?
Look, if I don't do my deal, I die regardless. Okay? The way that my deal works is if I don't do it, not only does the person that I'm supposed to get dies, I die too. So it genuinely doesn't really fucking matter.
You have any ideas to who it's going to be? You weren't considering Flop, were you?
No.
Thank God.
But, I mean...
No.
Flop picked himself, I guess. I can only imagine what Flop said yesterday, but that's said and done, and maybe he'll annoy him enough to let him get released.
Richard, do you have any ideas?
Norman should have kept the ball gag instead of returning it to us.
Someone's gonna be getting a text like, "Hey, can I have that ball gag back?"
Man, did you tell him about what Flop offered?
No.
When Flop went to see Norman yesterday, he
You cover your mouth, Jesus Christ.
He offered up his memories.
What?
Instead.
His memories?
Apparently.
Memories of
like
what?
Like
What?
everything?
I don't know the details.
Bryce, why are you so concerned?
I had it.
Yeah, how do we know that?
I think he talked about his plan with Andy before he went. So, I think it's...
Yeah, no, she's right. No, he did mention that the BONECON V8 or whatever.
We were
Well, I wasn't-
that was version 4. No, that was version 3
Yeah.
at that point. Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I mean,
he mentioned it, but I don't...
Yeah, I don't know if he actually did it.
That's what he actually did.
I mean, supposedly Brian Knight offered up his sanity for Sam Bass or something along those lines. So
yeah, I spoke to.
I mean, we're all
Brian
here
Knight.
thinking life for a life, but I mean, apparently, well, I guess he didn't like the memories thing.
I mean, but what's his life without him knowing who he is? I mean, it's just...
I mean, that's true.
Valid, but also at the same time, he clearly didn't accept that deal because where's Flop?
But if he didn't accept the deal, why'd he take him? Well, I mean, I know why he took him, because the expectation was the next time he sees him, there should be a corpse. That didn't happen. But
Yes. And also, no, there's also your deal, right? Or on deal, your forced threat that if you don't offer a body, he'll take all 3 of you. Now he has one of you in custody, so if you didn't believe the threat before, you didn't want to take it, told him to go fuck himself, well...
You know what?
Now he has collateral.
While we're on this topic, do you know how, like, you have a discussion with your family, you know, hey, I care about my quality of life, and if something happens to me, you know, make sure I have a good quality of life. Otherwise, you know, there's... Anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is if I end up in purgatory, don't do anything for me. Okay? I'm gonna be living my best life. Maybe. But I would feel worse if someone else put themselves in that position, so don't do it. Please and thank you. How does everyone else feel?
I don't think it really matters what we feel because...
Well, no, because if you guys end up in that position, I want to know everyone's stance.
Everybody
actually did this
goes
yesterday.
in-
We did this exercise yesterday.
Yeah,
did
I
we?
think everybody who goes into that lighthouse probably had the exact same thought of, if I go in there and save that person, nobody should follow me, and yet every single person
No,
goes
no,
in
but
with
that's not what
somebody
I'm
who
saying.
follows.
I'm talking about purgatory. If I end up in purgatory, I don't want anyone making a deal on my behalf.
All right.
Why'd you say it like that, Bryce?
You
It was
said
for
you.
you.
Don't want
It wasn't even like a drop in the bucket for you. It was just all right.
Rhodes, would you go to purgatory for me?
Hell no, not a fucking chance.
Okay, exactly. Then why are you fucking surprised? I don't know you like that.
Okay, well, but it's
I'll be sad.
sometimes it's
I
not
don't
what
want you to go to purgatory.
Sometimes
I don't want
it's
you to die.
Bryce, sometimes it's not what you say; it's how you say it.
All right, Rhodes. Dark-Rhodes.
Okay, like
I won't go to purgatory for you.
Bryce, say
because that's what you want.
Bryce,
This isn't about you two bitching. This is about helping Flop.
Right, but Bryce, do me a favor. Say I don't want anyone to trade anything if I'm in purgatory.
Oh, I don't want anyone to make any more deals or trade anything with Norman Bones in general. Especially if I'm in purgatory.
It's a good thing you mentioned that, because I definitely considered doing something for you, Bryce.
Okay, hold up. I've just been texting. Okay, hear me out. Did anyone understand Lost?
You're talking about the show where they were...
The show Lost, and there's the man in black, and there's a smoke monster, and there's a bear.
Yeah, there's polar bears.
And there's a Russian
initiative. Yeah.
I never watched
There's a Russian bears here, and there's this rolling fog that keeps coming in.
It has been really foggy lately.
I'm just saying.
It's the seasons changing.
How'd they get unlost?
Weren't they all dead?
They went back in time at one. Don't say they were all dead. That is wrong, Kiki.
Really, yeah, kind of stupid.
Yeah, we got 43 minutes.
But is it really? Everyone interpreted the ending differently.
No, that was in the flat sideways that they all came together.
3 minutes. 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna
track, Bryce.
The estimate was
So
wrong.
where are we
There is a
meeting?
hatch.
I mean, you guys are MRPD.
Well, I mean, what's the plan? Are we all meeting up and talking again? Like,
Well, we're gonna keep going in circles, probably.
Yeah, we're just in circles at this point.
Let's just need to fucking do something.
Then when do you think you're gonna do something? If it's anything.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Also,
I'm just asking
when
because we
he
want to be there
says
for you. when you do
today, what time zone do you
it's-
think? we're
Well, it's
talking?
20 hours ago he sent that text. 20 hours.
So
ago,
we
yeah,
have 4
4
hours
hours.
No. He said today.
Yeah, it's in like because that was sent yesterday. Like it was like yesterday.
Yes,
Like,
but he
I mean-
said, yeah. You see Dark in the next day. Tell him he has tomorrow to figure out. Tomorrow is the whole day. There's no 24 hours exactly from this period.
Well, I don't know what time zone Death works in, but
Okay.
We need a
like
plane
CST.
and a hobbit.
Huh?
I know where I can find a hobbit and go a little soul.
Alternatively,
a hobbit.
okay, I'm not gonna say that.
Technically, we need a submarine if we want to leave.
We have
I
those.
get that too. Shock Ranger unit.
We have those.
Yeah.
Wait, I
We
think
have
one of
3
the
and 4 of
stations
them.
is also called the Lighthouse.
Wait, what?
One of the stations is called the
Just
Lighthouse.
saying.
Oh my god.
I mean,
They
I
said
said
they'd
this earlier,
figure
but
it out
do you
again,
realize that Norman is literally Ursula? He makes deals with people, has animal sidekicks who do things for him. His
shit.
brother
You know,
is
Ash-
also an
Ash-
evil,
Wait,
but you know,
wait, wait.
he goes on. It
I
goes
said
on.
for
Ash had a
Flop to give
fucking-
his
Look at
voice
this
to
stuff.
him.
Isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
When you
Shut up.
think, Michael,
He's
this
gonna die
Norman
first.
in the lighthouse singing part of your world?
Yeah, no, poor
He's just
unfortunate
singing to his
souls.
skulls.
They're
Ash had
literally
to-
just-